King Halo is, in a lot of people's opinion, the hardest umamusume to build. That's why I really took my time to study the best way to build her to easily become A tier. I look at how the veterans build them, did countless run to know how to min-max her, and in this video, I'm going to teach you the way how to do this to your own King Halo. With that, enough yapping and let's start the video. Okay, first things first. Open up Game Torah and look at King Halo's affinity with other Umas. Yes, this involves reading numbers and possibly using a bit of your brain, but I believe in you. Barely. Now you might see Special Week sitting at the top and think, oh, easy, I'll just grab her. Wrong. This is King Halo, the diva of the track, and she needs a little more special handling than your average glue eater. Here's the truth. I couldn't care less who you pick as your legacy partner as long as you can squeeze 63 stamina out of them. It's better if your legacy partner is in Game Torah's top 10 because it makes the process smoother, faster, and stops you from embarrassing yourself. But if they're not a problem. I don't care if you pick number 1 or number 47 as long as you can squeeze 63 stamina out of them. If you can't, maybe King Halo isn't your problem. Maybe it's you. If you can grab some extra speed or power, even better. But stamina is the queen here. For my build, I used my Marzensky and borrowed a Mihona Bourbon to hit the 63 stamina threshold. Weird combo? Sure. Effective? Absolutely. Now stop scrolling through tier lists pretending to be analytical and just get it done. Now let's go to our support cards. The sequence will be 3 speed cards and 3 wit card. Here are the cards that I'm going to use. This is by no means the best, but this is the best that I got. Here are what I think the best support cards for King Halo. And here are the alternatives that you can swap around if you don't have them. Now you ask like a dumbass, why are we using 3 speed cards and 3 wit card while we're having trouble with the longer races? Shouldn't we use a stamina card? Yes, now you're thinking. If you're having a hard time finishing the career even though we have 63 legacy stats on our stamina, then I recommend for you to just quit and find another Uma. Okay, I'm just kidding. If you're still having a hard time, then you should change one of your wit card to a stamina card, preferably Super Creek, but if you don't have one, then use one of these that I'm showing in the screen. And also, if you feel like you still need more power at the end of the run, then it is smart to change one of the wit card and change it to power. But keep in mind that you can only do this one at a time. If you already changed one for stamina, then you're not allowed to change another one for power because we need the wit. Now that we're all ready to start our career, buckle up because you need to absorb all the information that I'm going to tell you. First of all, at the start of the debut, focus on training with your friends so that we could get the rainbow training as fast as possible. If you're ever on a situation where 3 friends are training at speed and another 3 is at stamina, always choose stamina because it could help for our run on longer tracks, especially since we didn't bring any stamina cards. Our rule for the failure rate is to never train if the failure rate is over the 25% line. This rule can be broken if there are 3 rainbow training in a single training ground, which could only happen in speed and wit training in our case, unless you put a stamina card and a power card. But warning, only do this if you think that it is worth doing. After that, you should be at the debut race, and I would recommend to not get any skill at the debut race because we're easily going to win it. At the next turn, do the same strategy and keep in mind that if a speed card is training on a speed training, they gain more friendship level, so this means that they will reach rainbow training faster. I'm just throwing away that quick tip in case you didn't know it. At this next race, you can get a stamina skill if you have a good one like straightaway recovery or corner recovery. But it would be better if you save it for a gold skill from the event of your SSR support card. For example, in Fine Motion's case is the Speed Star. Another tip when taking a skill and you see something like Pace Chaser in a close parenthesis, this means that it would only work if your running style is a Pace Chaser. So for example, if you have the Speed Star skill, then it would only work if you're running as a Pace Chaser. As soon as you change your running style to something like Late Runner, then it won't activate. The same is also true if you see medium, long, sprint, or mile on a parenthesis on your skills. So don't be dumb and check your skills before you take them. At the third phase, keep in mind that as you go along the training, make sure to train on stamina or power from time to time whenever you have no more friends to upgrade for rainbow training or you have no rainbow training at the turn. This is important because we want to hit at least 400 to 500 stamina at the end of Ura Finale for us to secure the A tier King Halo that you came for. Before I forget, the stat line that we're trying to hit at the end of the career mode is 1100 speed, 450 stamina, 600 power, 300 guts, and 800 wit. If you manage to hit this, it is pretty much guaranteed that you will get yourself an A tier King Halo. I know that this will be hard, but if you power through and get up every time you lose, then you should become at least a decent player at the end of this. If you manage to follow everything that I said, then you should have your very own A tier King Halo. But all of this doesn't mean anything if we can't win in PvP. So we're going to test her out.